A round of applause for Mr. Isaac and Irene from Affinity. Mr. Isaac is the manager for KEH Kumasi. So this afternoon we will be discussing on overcoming challenges in skills-based entrepreneurship. Overcoming challenges in skills-based entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship has some divisions, and one of those divisions, like I stated earlier, is the skills aspect of entrepreneurship. We will be dissecting how to overcome these challenges. There are 7 challenges that have been discovered over time, and we're going to be discussing how we can come up with solutions that would mitigate or that would bridge the gap between these challenges and entrepreneurs. And they've been already introduced, Mr. Isaac from KEH and Irene from Affinity. And I'd just like for you in 2 minutes to just talk about yourself and what you represent as a brand before we go into the discussions. Yeah, ladies first.
Okay, so my name is Irene Obinowa Entry. I'm a retail sales supervisor at Affinity Ghana Savings and Loans.
My name is Isaac Boache, and I'm coming from Kumasi. That is the manager for Kumasi Entrepreneurship Academy. I also double as business coach and entrepreneurship consultant. Thank you.
All right. My first question will be splitted amongst both of you. And how did you identify a market need for your particular skill? And what were the key steps in turning that skills into a profitable business? I'll start with you, Mr. Isaac.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again for the opportunity. So, basically, turn your skill into a business depends on so many factors. One of them is, first of all, ask yourself, either you are going to be an entrepreneur or you're going to be a business person. If I say that, you need to know that there's a large gap in between who a businessman is and who an entrepreneur is. The only thing I'll say about that is that a businessman enters into a business purposely to make profits. That is to make money, leisure. But an entrepreneur will go into a business purposely to solve a problem at a point of entry. So for your business to thrive or to make better profits, ask yourself either you're going to be solving a problem or you are just running after money. Let's say if we have 2 people who have graduated from AEA and the 2 of them are going to set up a watcher joint at where you stay. You know them, you know whatever skills that they have. One is purposely going to set up the business because he or she wants to get money. The other is also going to do that because he or she have identified that the people in that locality is very hungry and they need food to quench their hunger. The one that is entering because of making profits, I would say is a businessman or businesswoman. Whether you are certified with the taste of the watcher or not, he or she doesn't care. But the one that is entering purposely to solve problem would be asking you whether the taste of the food is okay or whatever in the short term. So to turn your skill into a business, the first thing I would say is that you need to ask yourself whether the skill that you have is very relevant in solving any problem in where you find yourself. So solving a problem is very, very important. If you, from the word go, start to use your skill to solve a problem, I think that at the long run you wouldn't find it difficult in marketing your product, because once the customers or the potential customers get to know that your skill is solving a problem for them, they will have to run to you for you to solve their problem for them, and you wouldn't be going to them to enforce your product or service on them. So the first one is to make sure that whichever skill that you have is actually going to solve a problem. I don't know if I should still go on or you want to come in.
Oh, no, let's. I think Madam Irene is burning to say something.
I would take it from the story of our financial institution, Affinity. Our boss, Tarek, he is into technology. So he just sat down and then looked at the general masses of the Ghanaians. We realized that Ghanaians are very busy. They don't really have time going to the bank, doing withdrawals, doing payments. We deal with a lot of people. So he just turned technology to serve Ghanaians financially. That is how come he developed Affinity and then the Affinity app. So you have your bank in your hands, you can do everything. As entrepreneurs, we identify problems and then we try to solve the problems with our skills. Let's say you are here, you identify in your locality, there is no water, there is shortage of water. Okay, so how do I turn rainwater to serve my community? How do I develop something that can be a solution to the community and I will also benefit? That is how you as an entrepreneur, you come in. Definitely when the business progress, you make money out of it.
All right, thank you so much. So in a saturated market where strategies have, in a saturated market, right? What strategies have you found most effective in positioning your unique skills to stand out? I'll come to you, Irene. What strategies have you effectively positioned in a unique, unique way to help you in your business? So you have a market that is saturated. What are those strategies that you have brought in place that would help you in a unique way?
So if you're in a very saturated market, one of the best strategies is pricing. So everybody is into your product. You have 2 or 3 people also doing the same thing. One thing that you can consider is pricing. Yes, so you do a market research. You know how much it will cost. I'm not saying you should underprice, but some of the entrepreneurs, their prices, it drives away customers and it doesn't encourage people to patronize your product. So one of the ways or strategies you must consider is your price. At least you can come down a bit. If it is meeting your overhead cost, you can come down a bit to beat other competitors.
Mr. Isaac, I'd like to ask you another question. Or you have something to say? Okay.
Yes, I wanted to add that yes, pricing is very, very important. But to add to that, I will also say that you need to tailor-made your product or service to your customers.
Okay.
Yes, I am saying that because there are some people, they do not consider whatever the price is, either it's high or low. Once the product they are going to buy suits them and it's going to actually meet their needs, they'll go for it. Recently, I think there's this toothpaste that is in the market. They have one for adults, one for children, and recently I just saw that they even have one that is purposely made for school age people. Is it Kale something?
Okay.
Yes. So in that case, they do not care. The customer might not care about the price, but once he or she knows that this product is purposely made for me. I was told that when you taste that the one that is for children, it's like toffee or something. So the child would worry the mother or the father to go for that product for him or her. So yes, you need to tailor-made your product for particular customers, and that is where you win whenever the market is too many or whatever the case may be. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Isaac, I would also say that there are too many products that are tailor-made for different people, specific or different markets, but then they don't sell. What would be the cause for those products not to sell? We have people in the skills and other services here, and I'm pretty much sure that they would want to tailor-made, they would want to customize a package for their people and run promos and ads and all of those things, but then sometimes it still doesn't sell. What could be the cause of that?
All right. If I am having headache, and I go to where people who are blind are to seek for medication for my headache, I might not find it. So, in other words, what I'm saying is that if I tailor-made my products for beauticians, and I go to a place where they are not there to sell the product, I will definitely not meet them. So yes, you tailor-made a product for children, but you are somewhere where everyone that is over there is above 18. They might not be interested. That is the main reason why, even though you are going to tailor-made your products to your customers, you also need to do market research and know where your customers will meet the product. That is very, very important. The fact that you have tailor-made your product does not mean that wherever it is that you are, the customer is there. In fact, the word tailor-made means that you know the demographics of your customers, you know the needs and wants of those customers, and you are going to meet them point blank and give the product to them. So if I make a product that will sell at the estates, I don't go to, excuse my word, any low-class place where I stay to sell those things over there. In the same way, if I make a product for such environment, I don't also go to the estate and sell them over there. When we were growing up, we hear of Akoba. At dawn, you will hear them making the noise in our places. I don't think you go to any of the estates we have in Accra and you hear the same thing over there. Yes or no? That is the case. So even though you have made your products specifically for one customer, not looking at the price or whatever the case is, but you should also consider where you meet these customers and then where you market your product to them.
These are skilled people, and considering the downturns in the economical sector in Africa, specifically in Ghana, I don't want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be a businessman. Does this whole concept we've been talking about negate the fact that businessmen and entrepreneurs are both carried along at the same time? So what if I don't want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be a businessman?
It's true, you are perfectly right. But one thing I know about entrepreneurs is that they are following their passion. It's something you like. So
sorry to cut you. I don't want passion, I just want to make money. I've learned how to do makeup. I want to open a makeup shop and start making people up and collecting money and go to my house and sleep. No passion. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, we all live for money. You cannot survive without money. But one thing I know is that there are contingencies which we need to plan ahead. So you can start the day with whatever product or inputs you buy. It has a specific price, but at the end of the day, the price might increase. So you cannot say that you are following your passion. Definitely, you need to go for money. And that is where the businessman comes in. But I'll still go for passion. Just blend the two. If you are blending the two, if there is a downturn or your business is struggling, you still have faith. You still have hope that you survive. You can still be under your mentor, but you can start on your own. So we have people who are still working for someone. If I should take this makeup business or the salon hairdressing business, someone might be an apprentice elsewhere, but Saturday, Sunday, the person is still going around washing people's hair, doing part-time job on her own, acquiring the tools and then some of the equipment that you need. So until you are satisfied that I know I have my skill, but you have the tools, you have the equipment, you have some sort of capital to really be on your own and to venture into full-time business, then you are good to go. There is no specific time, but just assess yourself that yes, I have all the necessary tools, all the necessary equipment. I think I'm okay with my boss, then we can move.
All right, Mr. Isaac, you want to say something?
Thank you very much. Yes, there is no specific time, but I would say when the time is right would be the time where you have a larger problem you have to solve. The point where you see that there is a larger problem you have to solve, that is the point where you venture into entrepreneurship fully or into business fully. Let me try to explain that a bit. If I am working at a salon as a work and pay lady based on the makeup skills or the hairstyling skills that I have, I am working under somebody for that period. His or her customers will come, I will service them for 3 years, 5 years, whatever period that may be. The fact that I now have capital does not mean I should necessarily go and start my business. The fact that I now have a shop somewhere that is being given to me for free does not mean I should go establish a business. But the point where I get to realize that I have a larger problem that I need to establish a business to solve that problem, then I will advise you to go and establish something on your own. The point here is that if you are going to set up a business and that business is not going to solve specific problems, you keep mentioning that entrepreneurship is about solving problems. If you say that I have gotten capital, my savings are okay, so I'm going to start a business, or I now have a skill, so I'm going to start a business, you must start but fail. But the point where you realize that I have a larger problem and I need to establish myself so that these people can come to me for me to use my skill to solve their problem for them, then go on. So the point is, you are my madam, you have 50 customers. I come to work every week. I serve these customers. They come in, day out. Now I have marketed myself at my church. Every woman in that church knows that I know how to fix hair. So they keep coming to my house for me to fix the hair for them. They don't come to your shop. You have 50 customers. I've been fixing hair at home. I now have even more than the 50 customers that you have. At that point, I need to go and look for a shop to start my business, because people are now coming in larger quantities with their problem for me to solve. Somebody will also say that even though I have people coming in larger quantity for me to solve their problem for them, I will still direct them to my madam or my master so that they come to the shop and then we still serve them. That's fine. But if you truly want to be on your own, then that is the point where you need to start establishing something on your own. Right. So the underlying factor over here is the point where you realize that this skill that I have, there are larger people over there who are looking for me to solve their problem for them. Then you go on and establish on your own.
Do you need money to start a business? Do you need money to start? So you're done with your skills and you're done learning and all of these things. You're done serving your madam and all of those people. Do you need money to start your own?
All right. I would say it's a yes and no. It's a no, because for me, if you ask me to tell you the first 3 things you need to start a business, I will not mention money. But if you ask me to tell you the first 5 things you need to establish a business, that's why I will mention money. 1, the first thing I would say you need to establish a business is the business idea. Just have the idea that this is what I want to do. That's the first thing, the business idea. So they may all have a business idea. I want to establish a salon. I want to do this. I want to do this. That's the first thing. The second thing is to identify the kind of problem your salon is going to solve. And here I will say that be specific. Identify a niche. Go straight to the point. So we may call you all cosmetology students. You know how to fix hair. You know how to fix nails. You know how to do all these things. Oh yes, I keep tech. All right, that's fine. You know how to do all these things. But what is it that you are good at? You need to identify that at the second stage.
All right.
And the third stage, here I will say your personality.
Okay.
Your personality over here is what people see in you, or the image you have portrayed out
Branding.
there. Branding comes in here. Because one, you may have the skills, you may have the money, you have the shop, you have all the equipment over there. But because you front your face, because you insult people, because of how you have put yourself over there, I may not come and patronize your service. So I have mentioned business idea.
But Mr. Isaac, some people frown their face and still insult people, yet people troop into their. I know one example, but I'll not mention the name.
That's fine.
People still troop into their business in droves. What do you say about that?
That is not at the point of starting business.
All right.
I hope you get me.
Okay.
I am saying your personality will be the third point for me, because I know people who have started business with nothing when it comes to money, but they have started businesses.
Yeah.
I used to work in the banking sector. One woman approached me and said that I want to do supermarket over here, and then in front of their house it was a story building, so they have a store on the ground floor. And then he said, oh, my husband said I should use this, but I don't have money. So I have one man who used to audit books for people who are into supermarkets and all those things. He's called TK. So I called TK and said that this of mommy that I want to do. To cut everything short, he said, oh, let me call Mami Esi. And Mami Esi is a woman at the Kumasi Central Market who gives things on larger scale for people to. We went to Mami Esi, mentions TK's name. We didn't go with anything. But by the time we were leaving the shop, we had 3 Abosuokan Macho trucks following us with products full in them. She didn't start the supermarket with even a penny, but with the personality of TK, she started the business. I hope you get it. Yeah, so you can be having the skills, but maybe a call that Mr. Wilson will make because of his personality will help you to establish your whole salon.
Right.
You can also have whatever money that you have.
Right.
You will establish the salon, and within 3 weeks, within 1 month, you will go away because of your personality. So the first 3 things I have mentioned over here is the idea, is the problem you are solving. The third one is your personality, and then maybe the customers that you need to solve the problem for
That's
will come
marketing.
in. That is it, and then we go to the money aspect. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Do you have something to add, Miss Irene?
So he said it's a yes and a no. So no, you don't need money.
All right.
In addition to all the no's, what he said, one thing you need is integrity.
Okay.
Integrity. As an entrepreneur, let your yes be your yes and your no be a no. So you can be solving a problem. You need money for the basic expenses. You need to buy certain things. If a customer can trust you, they will give you the money to start the job or whatever solution you have to provide for them. Sometimes we see it happens really at Makola and Kantamanto. They call something go come. You don't have money, you can go to somebody, they will just give you part of their false bills. Go and sell, take your profit and bring my capital to me. If you have integrity, you don't need money to start business.
All right.
But if your character is bad, then you need your own money.
It all boils down to branding. Branding is a very large word. It's like, when we started, I was talking about branding and all of those things. And branding is a very large word. There's character branding, personal branding, business branding, and all of those things. It's very large. And I always say that branding is not necessarily your logo designs, your graphic designs, your colors, fonts, and all of those things. But the perception people have about your business or brand. We might have more than 100 people gathered here today, and whatever 100 people gathered here today thinks about AEA Ghana is what AEA Ghana is, individually or collectively. So everybody's private perception about AEA Ghana is what AEA Ghana is. The main purpose or the main reason why you should patronize or you should not patronize is the branding. So it boils down to even the way the staffs of AEA Ghana would behave or conduct themselves internally and externally. It all boils down to how AEA relates and interacts with the customers, the clients and all of these things. These are all branding. I know he was avoiding to use the word so that it can be reduced to a little comprehensible form. But I have this question. I have money. I have lots of money and I want to start a business, but I don't have skills. Am I an entrepreneur? I have money, I don't have skills, I don't even have talent. I don't even want to run the business by myself. Maybe I'll just look at this one every year. I say, how much do you need for your food business? And she says 10,000. I say, okay, take. Am I an entrepreneur?
Well, that will depend on your definition for who an entrepreneur is. And per what I've said already, I said an entrepreneur is a person who identifies a problem, solves the problem, and gets rewarded by solving the problem. So yes, I would say you are an entrepreneur. In fact, let me ask this question. How many of us know a program that is hosted by Osai Kwame Despite on UTV? Is there anybody who knows that? Maybe Peace FM. Is there a program that is hosted by him over there? Yes. It means that he doesn't have any skill that is related to hosting program on TV or hosting a program on radio. Yes or no? But he has invested in the people who have those skills, and they are doing that. In fact, I went for a program at this research institute in Kumasi, around Fumesua area, and I met a doctor. He's now a professor over there. And after the program, going around greeting people, I got to realize that he's the one who actually came out with the idea of neat fufu. Hello, are you here? He is the one who came out with that idea. Went to this man, spoke to the man, he said that, and invested in him, and it's out there.
All right.
So you might have the money, you might not have the idea, you might not even want to be running the business, but once your money will be in there helping to solve a problem, you are there.
All right, thank you so much. Madam Mary, do you want to add? We have about 8 minutes more. Do you want to add? Or somebody's asking at that point, is the person a business person or an entrepreneur?
Okay, so both. The person is a businessman and an entrepreneur because you have identified something that you want to make an impact. You really want to make an impact. That is why you have invested your money into it. So you can be a partner to a business idea that you believe in. So when you go outside the country, we have investors. They will just be there like we are sitting, and then you come and pitch your business idea to them.
Yeah.
If they buy into it, then they partner with you. So in a way, they are solving your financial needs for you, which makes them an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'd like to also come in. Business is not the act, but it's not the process, but it's the act of buying and selling of goods and services. Scaling a business can be tough, right? It can be very tough. Now, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs struggling to grow beyond a one-person operation, maybe to a multi-person operation? Or what advice would you generally give to entrepreneurs who are about to scale up their business or to scale into business from skills? What are your advices?
Okay, so the first advice is educating yourself. You can't take that away. So you must really, you said learning is boring. Yes, it is boring, but every now and then you must learn. you must learn into the future because there are various kind of innovations coming up. So if you don't learn as an entrepreneur, your skill will be left behind. We will leave you behind. So you must learn. Additionally to, you can fall on experts.
Right.
Yes. So if you identify something, you want to move ahead, identify experts and talk to them.
Right.
They'll be able to help you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I would say that there are a lot that you have to do at that point. In fact, for somebody to buy into your idea and come and buy a product or service from you takes a lot of trust. Takes a lot of trust. Why should I come and give my hair to you to play with? Somebody mentioned not long ago that whenever you are going to learn whatever skill, there are products that you come with and you work on.
Yeah.
But it's only Africa that people will go specifically with their hair for people to play with and learn a skill. Same way people go to the mechanic shop with their cars for an apprentice to play with the car and learn a skill on it. So for me to actually come give a product or whatever it is to you for you to work on will take much higher trust. So to scale up in doing business or starting up or whatever it is will come with a lot of things. My sister has spoken about being open-minded. Don't just say that I know everything. I have learned these skills. No. Those who are even masters, day in, day out, they get to know that there are new styles in the market. So you have to be open-minded, always learning, always learning. Secondly, get mentors of people who are doing what you are doing and they are far ahead of you.
Yeah.
They are not your competitors. See them as partners. Learn from them because that is where you want to be. They are already there and they can hold your hand and pull you over. But if you see them as your competitors or your rivals, you will not get to where they are. You need to see them as your partners. 1 day, 2 days, go to them, learn from them, whatever it is that they are doing. Even the sea still accommodates more water, yes, into them. So that is it. Some keep saying that you cannot pay somebody to teach you what you already know. But I know people who pay people to teach them what they know already, so that they can actually reframe what they thought they knew. That is what we call continuous learning. That's what because in life, there's nothing like, oh, I'm done learning. People who are even Professor Emeritus and others still read books. So you have to be specifically always learning. I know someone who is now into sewing jackets, coats and others, but she hasn't ventured into any fashion school. Just through social media, YouTube and others, she's into that and be sewing clothes. So you've been here, you are doing business, you are on it or whatever it is. Whatever business idea that you are implementing, you are not the first person to have been doing that. There are people who have done that, they have been successful. There are people who have done that, they have failed, and they are now trying and trying and trying. So keep on learning, keep on engaging people, most especially your customers, and they will tell you what you need to get, and then your business will go on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Thank you, Madam Irene, for taking time to explain to us all of this. The role of mentorship cannot be overemphasized in scaling up. If you need to scale, you need to get yourself a mentor. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching, and I believe that you have learned a lot from this panel discussion.